Okay, so this is what we did the last time, and in the first session and the first layer, and so we developed the sky pretty well, and here's a mountain. Everything needs to be more developed, but they look pretty good, and this looks good. This green here is, and that's part of the same green, but I'll fill it in today and make all this a dark green color. And I'll start to, when I put the green on, because it's shrubbery, I'm going to sort of scrub the brush a little bit. I move it around so that I don't have it just a flat across, okay? And I might even put a little bit of texture in the blue mountain. So, but the top half is up to about here is pretty more developed than the bottom. This is just scrubbed out a little bit of green. The bottom half is mainly from here down. I want to work on more or less today to catch up with the top half and go forward in layers, more or less bringing everything along, each layer, developing it a little bit more. So that's it. And here we go. I'm going to put it on the easel, and Natalie is going to... Natalie, I want you to give me your camera because I want to put you in the picture for the moment here. You want to be sitting? Why don't you lift up your dog? And
Come here, my love bug. Oh, my honey bubble.
so this is the joy of both our lives, is this little puppy that we've been bringing up. We found him in Klamath Falls, but he is just a beauty. And there is another beauty, Natalie, who loves this little guy. But everyone who meets Finn loves him. Look at that, he's so affectionate. And so, okay. We got to get back to painting now. Here we go. So now, that is the painting. Hey, I'm the videographer.
Look at you
That
go.
is the painting, and this is our version to date of it. And I'm going to turn over the camera now to Natalie. A little bit. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Okay, so here I'm going to use this kind of a brush. I tried different ones out. This one, I'm going to put some more shrubbery here, and then I'm going to work down in this area also, here. Okay, so let me dip it in the water. And I'll get some of the dark green here. You can see it right here on the palette, the dark green. Look at how clean my palette is here. It'll be in chaos after 2 or 3 more sessions. But right now, I'm just going to cover this area a little bit here. Yeah, let's get more paint. And I'm gonna blotch it on. What does blotching mean? It means splashing it on, like, because it's shrubbery. And I want it to be covered, but having it not flat. But that's why I'm poking it on. I'll have to do a few layers here to cover it. Let me do it a little thicker here. And we'll get back to that, let it dry a little bit. there in future layers, I can see ultimately up here that it's green and there's a little grayish green also blending in with it. And of course, the tops are not straight across. It's a little bit of bumps. It's shrubbery, and it can't. So there's going to be a little bit of this kind of movement here. Boom, 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 boom. And more there. Okay, and now we have a big tree. I just loaded up my brush. We have this shrubbery right here that sort of comes out to about here, comes down, and I'm gonna just poke it because it's not just it has branches that show coming down. This is too big a brush to show the branches, but that'll come later. I'm just showing you that we got a big bush, green, dark green, in front of this other one. So this one is just about like that. It does come a little bit here. There's going to be more layers, so I'm just going to do that for now. I'm indicating, that's all, just indicating. All right, so we have this coming along here. We've just been doing this for 5 minutes and we've established the shrubbery. That gets more and more details in future layers. So now I'm going to work on this area here. First thing is wash this brush. I'll try to use the same brush, and I want to kind of bring this up. In fact, I should probably just hold the edge of it because I'm going to paint the bottom also. So I need to do a more of a whitish green again. Let's take this. Let's take some white. And in this mush, I'm gonna take some tan also. And even before it's all mixed together, I'm gonna just throw it on. Bang, 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 bang. Because there is different colors. A grayish tan, and I've got this grayish tan I'm splashing on. Let's put some more of that. Green, gray, and white mixed all together, and you get this material. This wants to run a little bit. Okay, I'll mix that in too. So I've got a background here is really basically what I have. And The number 2 layer is a sort of a green gray. Let's just take some more and poke it around. I want to put it right on the bottom here. All right, all we're doing now is developing it here. So let's see, how about some brown? Let's just dab it around. And I'm going to take a little dark green and mix it in with the brown. Yeah, that gives close to that color. And it's right in this area too. So we take the dark and the light. When this dries, and during the second session, or the third layer actually, I'll start to, this is just background. So it'll get, I gotta build it up again, more green, maybe a little bit of light here. Okay, that looks pretty good. Sure. Boom, boom, boom. I will build this up and start to put white around. But right now we are doing the background of it. And notice I'm sort of blotching it so even the light green sort of breaks through also. And now this has to dry. And let's see after it dries what we can develop a little bit. All right, I'm gonna retire this big brush. I think since this is wet and that's wet, maybe I'll go and do a little bit more clouds with a smaller brush. Blue and white. Here we go. So the clouds are running and streaking across like that. And there. A lot of activity up here. Okay, now I'm wiping the brush off because I've put enough. Now I want to just, before it dries, smooth things out. Smooth that out. You gotta work pretty fast because maybe if I just dampen the brush a little bit, I'll get some cooperation here. Yeah, yeah, that works because it wants to set up and dry pretty quickly. I just wanted to give the sky some more activity. I'm gonna take a little bit of the clear gel. All right, so we've just given some more activity to the sky, and that's good. But it has a feeling like there's wind blowing it across. Okay. Nice little brush for doing this kind of stuff. All right, that's good. Now, I want to, here are the mountains. I notice at the, it's a little, well, I'm not going to put the red in now, that reddish color. That's a very nice little detail for later on. I just want to develop this a little bit. And it really doesn't look too bad, except down low, just above the shrubbery. And I don't think this would be the right brush. Let's see. Okay, well, I put it on with that brush, but now I'm going to change to another brush. Now I'm going to just bring that I'm going to use a little more water because I want to spread it out. I think I'll take a little bit of clear. Yeah, now I'm breaking it down and spreading it out. Interesting. You learn something all the time. Break it down, spread it out. So I'm pushing the brush in and spreading the little bit of white paint that I put on. You notice now that it's dissipating and coming up the mountain a little bit. That's the effect I want. The effect is I want to feel there's a little bit of light coming up. I'm adding a little more to it than that, but I want the lower part of the mountain to have a little white glowishness to it. And yeah, I'm starting to get it by moving this brush around. Now let me take a little more of that clear. Ah, look at that. So I've broken it up because it was a solid white line, but now it's not a solid white line anymore. Yeah, I broke it up. You gotta work pretty fast though, because acrylics will dry on you. And so now I have a little bit white, more so than that. And that's fine with me because I like a little white glow coming up from the bottom of the mountain. And I was able to do it without disturbing the green. God forbid I disturbed the green. Actually, there's no disturbing because you can always, when it dries, you can just patch up anything that you don't like. So now we have a little bit of white coming up at the lower base of the mountain, just like it is there a bit. And I like it to poke it a little bit. Okay, so we've done a little bit to the mountain. I like that. And so since I have the brush, I'm going to do something I need to do. with green, light green. I need to show that this, well, it's not light enough. Let's go bring some white. And yellow. Here's white and yellow. I need to make a lighter green. And it's showing this will be developed later. It's showing that the bottom of the tree, you see here, they're like sort of dark branches, and then here's the main thrust of the trees is here. So you can sort of see through it and see some of the green grass. So I'm just blocking it in for later on. Okay, all we're doing is doing stuff to develop later on. Now I'm going to put some of this here. I'm going to change the color of it by adding brown right in there. Adding brown to the green. Browning it out. Yeah, it's sort of a nice color. Yeah, I like both colors. I'm gonna just leave off some green. I gotta get a little more brown. Put some there, put some here. So I put it down and then I spread it out. Chew, 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 chew. So we have an intermingling of colors. And we're breaking up this so that it's not straight across. Okay? We want that not being straight across. And I've put some brown there. Now I like that brown so much, and with green, so I'm gonna put some down here also. And this is another background. I'll drop some green in there too. I'm turning the brush to get all the paint off of it. All right. And so this brown, I'm gonna take a little bit of the clear and mix it with the brown, because that's a pretty good brown for even right in here. Chum, 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 chum. And if I don't like the color, I can change it. But I like a lot of mixing of colors. So we're also developing this, it's a pattern of backgrounds that I'm putting around here. It comes here, and then there's a little shoot of it coming out a little bit here. And then more over there. So we're showing the field. And a little bit over there. I think I'm going to take this little darker brown and just shove it over here. Why not? I'm doing an impression, not real trimmed, lovely grass. I'm giving an impression of wild grass. Ah. Wow, did that sound that scary?
Very wild.
Okay, so we've set the stage. We've done a little bit more clouds. We've done a little more fiddling on the mountain. This has to get another layer right here, but it has to dry first. Okay, and this gets another layer in the next version of it. And then we've set the stage here. We've put in various colors. We smushed it around. How does that sound? Official word, smush it around. And so we're getting ready for the next stage, which would be, and it'll take a couple stages to develop all these very light flowers that are right down at the bottom. So at least two more levels or layers here. And then we'll see. The clouds are looking pretty good, Natalie, you know?
Really good. I love the clouds.
Do you? Well, there'll be a few more. But I'm having fun looking forward to doing that.
Yes.
And
That is so beautiful.
we'll have to do more in here for the brush and all that. So we have some more work to do, but not that difficult. So I hope you've caught up with me and at least started to do all this preparation. And what will come next is some of these blurry light passages. So if you do have, I'm pointing right at it, a pile of clear, we're going to be using clear. I'm going to poke right in it right now. We're going to be using clear and a whitish. Let me take a little bit of that cream color and more white. And we're going to be doing a lot of that in different colors. I noticed the biggest ones are here, and there's smaller, really small dots out here, and there's a lot of lines too, up and down. I'll just show you a line here. This isn't the brush I want for that. Anyhow, yeah, those are too long, but I'm just gonna put it like that. Anyhow, it's a feeling of horizontal and vertical also in there, but I'll use the right brush. Yeah, those are better right there. Sure. Okay. That's it for today, folks. We just mushed around. Smushed and mushed. That sounds like something.
Very technical.
Very technical. It sounds like I'm an Eskimo smushing the dogs to go forward. Anyhow, I'll see you next time, and we'll try to be maybe a little more sophisticated in my language next time.
Or not.
Okay. Or not. Or not. Yep.
Thanks for watching, guys. See you later.